the factory secrets behind premium leather, from start to finish.
Today we'll follow one batch of buffalo hides through tanning, finishing, and packing, step by step.
Each incoming pallet is logged by supplier, weight, and batch code for traceability.
This one's clean, market grade B, light scar on the flank.
Weight determines chemical dosing and drum loading for the wet end process. Soaking rehydrates the hides and rinses out excess salt before liming. They track pH and conductivity, so the hides rehydrate evenly without bacterial growth. After soaking, the batch goes straight to liming for hair removal and fiber opening. Limming uses controlled alkali and sulfide dosing to loosen hair without damaging the hide. This stage loosens hair and swells the fibers, so the hide can be cleaned properly. Hair and epidermis separate here, and screens catch solids before wastewater treatment. Fleshing removes leftover fat and tissue, so tanning chemicals can penetrate evenly. Splitting sets a consistent starting thickness before the wet end chemical steps. Deliming removes lime and starts lowering pH, so enzymes can work predictably.
Fading is an enzyme step. It cleans the fibers and helps the final leather feel softer.
Pickling uses salt and controlled acid to stabilize the hide before chrome tanning.
pH is on target. We'll hold here before we add chrome.
Chrome tanning locks the collagen structure, giving strength and water resistance. They add chrome gradually, so penetration is even across the whole batch. Basification slowly raises pH, so the chrome fixes permanently in the leather. After tanning, the batch is drained and kept together for post-tan operations. Amying pulls out water so the hides can be shaved to an exact thickness. Setting out evens the grain and removes wrinkles before thickness shaving.
We're shaving this batch to 1.3 millimeters, consistent across the full side.
Thickness is checked at several points, because finishing depends on consistency. Neutralization brings pH up to a controlled range, so dyes and oils absorb evenly.
These measured additions control color, body, and softness, so dosing is precise.
Dye goes in first, then the retan. We keep the drum speed steady for level color. Fat liquors are oils and emulsions that keep the leather flexible after drying. From here, the leather is dyed and oiled. Next comes controlled drying. Vacuum drying removes water quickly while keeping the leather flat and even. After vacuum drying, the hides come out flatter and drier, ready for conditioning. We condition them overnight so moisture evens out before softening. Staking flexes the leather repeatedly to build softness without tearing the grain. You can feel it. After staking, it's noticeably softer and more flexible.
This batch is smooth grain, so we skip heavy buffing and go straight to finishing prep.
Before finishing, the surface is cleaned, so coatings bond evenly. We mark any scars or holes now,
so cutting rooms know exactly where to avoid. Finishing mixes are controlled for viscosity and color, so every hide looks consistent.
A light base coat evens the tone and sets up the surface for the final top coat.
Warm, filtered air dries the coating without overheating the leather.
No tack, no transfer. It's ready for the top coat pass.
The top coat adds abrasion resistance and sets the final gloss level.
Toggle drying keeps the hide flat while the finish cures to a durable film. Rub tests confirm the finish won't bleed color onto clothing during use.
Gloss is in spec, and the color matches the master standard.
Trimming cleans the outline and removes edge defects before final measurement. Each hide is measured automatically, and the area is printed on the label for traceability.
Label goes on the back side only. That keeps the face clean for the customer.
Interleaving protects the finished grain from rubbing during shipping.
We keep the roll loose enough so the finish doesn't crack in transit.
Cartons protect the rolls from impact and keep the labels readable through the supply chain. Pallet labels keep the entire batch traceable from tannery to customer warehouse.
Finished pallets are stored by lot number, so the correct batch ships first. Lot 07 is allocated to this order. Once it's scanned at the dock, it's cleared to load.
At the dock, the pallet is scanned again to confirm it's the correct lot and quantity.
Set it tight to the bulkhead, then we'll strap and seal the doors.
Seal numbers and scans close the chain of custody for the finished leather.
That's the full flow. Wet end chemistry, controlled drying, finishing, then packing and dispatch.
Tanneries rely on closed-loop handling and treatment, so process water is managed responsibly.
Every wet end station has PPE and lockout points. It's the only way to work safely around drums.
Now let's rewind and look closer at the key control points that keep this batch consistent.
If hides arrive salted, cold storage slows bacteria until the soak line is ready.
Excess salt is collected before soaking to reduce load on the wastewater system.
We confirm temperature and dosing here. Then we start the drum rotation.
Slow rotation keeps the batch moving without tearing edges or creating folds. Sulfide stages are ventilated and monitored. If the detector alarms, the area is cleared, no exceptions.
Automated dosing reduces dust exposure and keeps the chemistry repeatable.
pH is steady. That's what we need for consistent unhairing.
Screens capture hair and solids before the water heads to treatment. Hands stay on the paddles. If anything pulls wrong, we hit stop and lock out.
Fleshings are collected and labeled by lot for safe handling and disposal. Even when the hide is split, tracking keeps the grain batch intact from here on. Deliming brings alkalinity down in stages, so the hide doesn't shock or wrinkle.
We rinse until the drain line clears. Then we move on to baiting.
Enzymes are temperature sensitive, so the drum liquor is held in a tight range.
Salt goes in first to protect the hide from acid swelling when pH drops.
We bring pH down slowly, steady ramp, no sudden drops.
Pickle is in range. We can start chrome dosing when the timer hits 0.
Operators track chrome uptake, so the tanning agent is used efficiently and evenly. The ramp is locked in. Slow basification avoids grain damage and keeps tanning uniform.
Shrinkage temperature is a quick QC check that tanning is complete and stable.
We map a few points. If thickness drifts, we adjust the shaver before the next hide.
We tweak it in tenths of a millimeter, then lock the setting before we run the next hide. Color checks happen before finishing, because coatings can't fix an off-shade dye job.
Emulsion looks stable. Temperature's good, no separation, so it'll oil the fibers evenly.
Filter pressure is normal. Good airflow keeps dust off the finish and out of the room.
We test the pattern on paper first. Once it's even, we run the hides.
A quick wet film check prevents heavy coats that can crack or feel plastic.
We can emboss here, but this smooth grain order stays natural, no pattern added.
Flex testing checks that the coating won't crack when the leather is folded in use.
After performance tests, the batch returns to finished goods flow for measuring and packing.
We verify calibration at shift start, so the area labels are trustworthy.
Flat feed matters. If it wrinkles, the measurement can drift.
We scan every label against the system. If it doesn't match, it doesn't move forward.
Labels go on the back edge, so the customer-facing grain stays pristine.
We bundle by lot and grade, so the customer receives a consistent set. Packing starts with clean surfaces and the right materials, so the finish doesn't get marked. We smooth the film first. Any crease here can imprint the finish during shipping.
Controlled strap tension prevents flat spots and cracking during long-distance transport.
Scan confirms it's in the right bundle before we box it. End supports keep the roll centered, protecting edges from impact. We keep the roll centered, then seal it right away so the bag stays clean. A quick weight check catches missing rolls or packing errors before palletizing.
Corner boards protect cartons from strap marks and keep the wrap tight and stable. Once it scans into storage, the system knows exactly where this lot is parked. FIFO keeps older lots moving first, so storage time stays controlled. The pick ticket ties the pallet ID to a dock door, preventing shipping mistakes.
Lot 07 confirmed. We're clear to load this pallet. Set square, then we'll bar it so it can't shift.
Procurement and seal numbers finalize the shipment and protect the lot in transit.
From raw hide to finished leather, it's all controlled chemistry, careful handling, and consistent QC.
It starts with wet end drums, soak, lime, pickle, and tanning, run by recipe and monitoring. Then it's mechanical control, dewatering, flattening, and shaving to a repeatable thickness. Finishing adds protection and feel, applied in thin layers and dried under controlled heat. QC verifies rub resistance, gloss, and overall feel before anything is labeled and packed.
Packing protects the grain face and keeps every roll tied to its lot and measurement. Finally, the lot is staged FIFO, scanned at the dock, and loaded for dispatch. Seal number and paperwork confirm the same lot leaves the site intact.
That's how buffalo hides become finished leather, safely, consistently, and fully traceable.